Let's start with the Cowboys. They were off a very emotional win over Philadelphia, and they were playing on a short week. Now, they were playing the Tennessee Titans scout team. They were on a third quarterback. Everybody's rested. Season gone into the tank. So Dallas stumbled, didn't look great, but they did win, and Dallas is now 5-1 since Thanksgiving. It does matter. The NFL is 3 seasons, pre-Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving, and playoff. They all feel different, and Dallas is winning. In fact, their last 2 losses have come against outstanding quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau and Trevor Lawrence at home in Jacksonville. Both were in overtime, so there is reason for optimism around Dallas. The other good news, if you're a Cowboy fan off the win, is even the good teams in the NFC, there's questions about them. The Giants could be a playoff team. It's not a very good roster. Tampa Bay, the offense is anemic. San Francisco on a third quarterback. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, and do you trust that defense? Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts is hurt. Nick Sirianni's never won a playoff game. So there's a lot of reason for optimism. Now, if the Cowboys are a wild card team, they'd have to win 3 straight road games to get to the Super Bowl. I do not think they're buttoned up to do that. But if Philadelphia stumbles against the Saints this week and they have a chance to win the division, now it gets very, very interesting. When Dallas gets into trouble, and you saw it last night, the run game's not working, and they have to ask Dak Prescott to throw 40 times a game. And even with a win last night, Dak is now 7-15 in his career when he throws it 40 or more times. Last night, he got a W, and the record is still abysmal. So Tony Pollard was hurt. Dak now has had 10 picks since Thanksgiving. It's a bit of a mess. So here's the good news, though. There is a way for the Cowboys to win, and we've watched it multiple times this season. Strong run game, and Dak is an excellent complementary piece. That's the way to win. And here's where it gets really interesting for the Cowboys, and I'm seen as a Cowboy cynic. Not a hater, but a cynic. 8 of the top 10 run defenses in the National Football League are in the AFC. Dallas won't face them. Outside of the Niners, great run defense. The NFC teams that could be in their way, Minnesota, Giants, Commanders, believe it or not, Eagles, Minnesota, Carolina, Tampa, are all middle-of-the-pack run defenses. So we know there's a way for the Cowboys to win. Dak is a complementary piece, and the run game is rolling. Now we have a route for the Cowboys to win. They face anybody but San Francisco in the playoffs. So that's where you get your optimism. But if you look at the box score, last night is classic Dak with an 85 passer rating, 2 picks. They ask him to throw 41 times. It's just not who he is. So stay out of that space. Okay, so the other story, it is amazing. Stuff gets going on the internet, and nobody pushes back, and then all of a sudden you wake up and Derek Carr's terrible. It's like, timeout. I've always thought my job is to just add some context. Take the emotion out of it. I don't care who wins and loses these games. I want them to be, it's like a produce. I own the store. I'm looking for good, fresh material. So Derek Carr's getting benched by the Raiders for the last 2 games. Why is he getting benched? Well, my feeling is they want him healthy so they can trade him. So Derek Carr in his contract has $40 million guaranteed money. They're injury guarantees. So if he gets hurt, one of the NFL's poorest owners, Mark Davis, would have to write him a $40 million check. They don't want to do that. They want to move off Derek Carr. I think it's a mistake. So the Raiders want him healthy. They want to trade Derek Carr, and they want him healthy. And there is no big dead cap hit if they moved him. We've mentioned that multiple times this year. He is one of the rare good quarterbacks in this league. You can move now and not be a big dead cap hit. I wouldn't move him. I don't think this is a great college quarterback class. I just wouldn't. But I'll say this, just to defend Derek Carr again. He's 31 years old. He's already at 35,000 yards. That's with multiple coaching changes, constant chaos, often bad offensive line. he's at 35,000 yards. If he plays just 3 more seasons, and my guess he'll play double that. He'll play at least 6 because he's never really been hurt consistently. He's always ready to play. He's a tough kid. If he plays just 3 more years, that's it. He's 31. He will blow past 45,000 yards passing because he's at 35,000 now and he averages 4,000 a year. So he'll blow past 45,000 yards passing. 16 quarterbacks in league history have done that. Many are Hall of Famers, and 3 that aren't, Breeze, Aaron Rodgers, and Brady, will be. And the guys that have done it who didn't make the Hall, Phillip Rivers and Carson Palmer, were damn good. Derek Carr's a good quarterback. I say this all the time. I'm always impressed with a kid that came from a young boy or a young girl that came from a tough background and made something of themselves. It's awesome if you're a billionaire, but if you started as a trust fund kid, you don't touch my heart. Derek Carr had to go to Fresno State. Everybody doubted Derek Carr. Didn't have the big arm. Goes to the Raiders. 6 different coaches. Last year was a circus. Yeah, he throws probably more interceptions that you'd like. But this morning I went out and I took out his rookie year because all these quarterbacks struggle as rookies. Trevor Lawrence is great now. He was awful last year. John Elway first year. Peyton Manning first year. Eli Manning first year. Take out his rookie year. And subtract this year because he's not going to play a full season. And his numbers are astounding. 95 passer rating, 2.5 touchdown to interception ratio, over 4,000 yards, 66% completion percentage. And this team right now, outside of left tackle, isn't a very good offensive line. So teams like the Jets, the Commanders, and the Bucs, if Brady retires, they just need a quarterback. Jets are not rebuilding. Jets roster's fine. They need a quarterback. That's a playoff team. They may make the playoffs with their quarterback situation now. The Commanders, with that roster, are a playoff team easily with Derek Carr. Tampa Bay, if Brady left somewhere else, Tampa Bay with Derek Carr in that division, that's a playoff team. If he stays healthy for 6, 7 more years, that would be my guess, he's going to blow past 50,000 yards passing. That is like an elite club. So Derek Carr's good. Oh, yeah, let me throw this in, adding context to it. Now, I love Patrick Mahomes, but he inherited Andy Reid and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Brett Veach, the GM, and the Hunt family, okay? So, and we all know Mahomes is great, right? And he's better than Derek Carr. But since Derek Carr entered the league, do you know what the Raiders' defense has been? 32nd. 6 different head coaches. Can we add context? Stuff gets on the internet. Everybody believes in it. Nobody just goes to Google and looks it up. Yeah, last year, as he carried a wobbly franchise with an interim special teams head coach to the playoffs in the superior AFC, he threw some picks. Yeah, guess what? It's hard having to pull an entire franchise to the playoffs in the AFC out of the AFC West. The best part about the interweb is that you see some very, very clever, smart, funny people. The worst part is stuff goes downhill like an avalanche and nobody actually does any checking. Just Google his career stats and remember he's on his 6th coach. He's like 3rd or 4th GM. I mean, this year he didn't have Hunter Renfrow or Darren Waller most of the year. He did have Davante Adams. But, I mean, go look at the first-round picks that Mayock and Gruden whiffed on. This guy's playing Mahomes twice a year. Now it's Herbert twice a year. Thank God Russell Wilson is struggling. Derek Carr would make the Jets, the Commanders, the Bucs, minimum playoff teams next year. He's really good. He's just like a lot of young people, had to overcome a lot. A lot. His franchise move, for God's sakes. How many people have to deal with that? In all the chaos, yeah, we're moving to another state. A lot of players choose to move. The franchise doesn't move and they have to chase it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.